not over here. Good morning, Diane. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope everybody out there had a good weekend, right? So I'm in Georgia. All right, I'm in Georgia. Got it working. That's my favorite text message. Got it working. So I'm in Georgia for the fourth time, right? A little coffee. We have a $140 million Ponzi scheme swirling around our Georgia GOP, Republican Party of Georgia, swirling right around it. The hole is dug a little deeper every day. We have upwards of 50,000, maybe more, that's been donated by the people, allegedly going to be convicted, hopefully. Wait a minute, I got to get that straight. Allegedly, no, they did run a Ponzi scheme. When do I officially use allegedly? When they're indicted? Anyhow. And we have lawmakers, and I want to get to all the big stuff going on. But in Georgia, we have lawmakers that are doing the right thing. Not to upset you when you hear the names, but Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State, has returned his money. I did receive a message from Congressman Dr. Rich McCormick that he's returning his money. I sent it this weekend. Carmen Rice, State Representative Carmen Rice, is returning her money. Okay, there are others out there that are returning the money. Now, the Georgia GOP has been silent. So people are starting to return their money as a receiver was put in place. There was a receiver put in place. I don't think I moved that over. I'll get that. But a receiver has been put in place to start handling refunds. Not refunds. People sending their money back that they received in ill-gotten gains. But the Georgia Republican Party has been silent, totally silent on this matter. Not a statement, nothing, not a single word on this matter. Indecision is a decision. Silence gives the impression of complicit. So we'll get into that at 10 o'clock on the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock this morning. I was thinking this morning, Diane, how do we tie this together? How do we tie this together? Video 10.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
All right, so we're not going to spend 2 hours this morning talking about Jeffrey Epstein, but I want to. They're doing everything 116 to destroy MAGA, make America great again. And we've talked about months after months. We've talked about the demagafication of America. We're in the midst of demagafication of Georgia. They want to bring it down. They want to destroy it. There's a certain amount in the Republican Party that actually want to do that, want to move on. The whole Jeffrey Epstein, all right, the Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I just want to say this on the Give Me 123. So Tulsi Gabbard, We're going to get there. I have asked the Justice Department to release all grand jury testimony with respect to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, let me say this, okay? When President Trump came out and said this, I was like, okay. But as of this morning, I'm not seeing any articles where the Department of Justice has actually gone to the court. I'm not seeing anything where they've gone to the court asking for this release. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm not seeing it right now. If you're aware of this release, or attempt to release this going to the courts, let me know. Pam Bondi, a seasoned prosecutor, knows what's going to happen when she goes into the court. She's going to have to explain to the courts, do you need this grand jury testimony concerning Epstein for another case? What are you going to be using this for? And when you serve on a grand jury or a federal grand jury, all right, you serve under the expectations that it's sealed. Okay? And what you're trying to do in a grand jury is come up on whether the case that's presented before you, if there's enough there that you feel it should go to trial. You're not there to determine guilt or innocence in a grand jury. You're not there to determine guilt or innocence. You're only to come back with what they call a true bill or a no bill. If you come back a no bill, your grand jury says, okay, we just didn't see enough there for this case to move forward and go to a full trial and cost the American people. You're supposed to be the buffer between frivolous lawsuits or frivolous convictions or cases that would cost taxpayers millions of dollars or an enormous amount of money and waste time in court. You, the citizens, a grand jury of their peers. That's of your peers, right? Is that right? Or a grand jury comes back with a true bill. A true bill means, yes, we see enough here that we think this should go to trial. Now, that's it in a nutshell with a grand jury. But everything, if you're serving on a grand jury, you can ask all the questions you want. You can raise your hand and say, I'm listening to you, but I have this question. Very informal, but sealed. And that's the expectation you have as a juror on this grand jury. You don't unseal them. Pam Bondi knows that. Pam Bondi has made this a complete mess. We know that. And I have asked the Justice Department to release the grand jury testimony with respect to Jeffrey Epstein, subject only to court approval. With that being said, and even if the court gave its full unwavering approval, nothing will be good enough for the troublemakers and the radical left lunatics making the request. Now, I want to say something here. I have a group out there. They are determined to try to make it look like I don't support my president, Donald J. Trump. Whoa. That was close, wasn't it? That was real close. So, anyhow, I have my Trump hat on the microphone. You will see that when that goes away. I have my Trump pin. I have my Trump watch. My Trump pictures are still on the wall. I support the President of the United States. But last week, stupid people Stupid people, right? Some stupid people have been duped. Now, when you were called a basket of deplorables by Hillary Clinton, that really, really upset you, right? And when Biden made reference, or someone made reference to us being trash, remember that, the trash, we're the trash, that really upset you. You know, folks, last week, stupid people coming from a different side would have really upset you. Just want you to know that. You can't gloss over that. That Trump got upset, and I, for one, I don't think he needed to go there, call groups of people stupid. There's a lot of research going on out there. There's a lot of good reasons why people want to know. And this actually ties in to what Tulsi Gabbard has uncovered and has presented. But anyhow, with that being said, even if the court gave its full, unwavering approval, nothing would be good enough for the troublemakers, radical left lunatics making more requests. It will always be more, more, more. Okay. Now, it'll always be more, more, more. I would suspect, yes, the Democrats, they're wanting this. In fact, they found, all of a sudden, they seem to have found a birthday, a birthday letter, according to Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal, right? They found this letter, a 50 for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Trump apparently wrote this letter and doodled some kind of picture on it. I would suspect a black book will fall out of a locker somewhere in a bus station and have Jeffrey Epstein on the front. I suspect this is coming soon. All right. But that being said, the grand jury, you have to need to unseal that. A judge has to say, you have to go in there and you have to say, Your Honor, I'm working on this case here. And in this grand jury, there's testimony that will bring this person to justice or will be evidence used in this case or whatever. So odds of Pam Bondi going in and getting this, that's why I said subject to court approval. I pretty much think this was another error spinning around that should not have happened. Just saying. Now, Tim Burchett, I always like this guy because he tells it like it is on the grand jury. Listen to video 14. He's a Tennessee congressman, video 14.
Congressman, you think unsealing the grand jury records is enough for you now?
I think it's a start. I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of anything, all of it, ma'am. I mean, look at the Kennedy assassination. Do you actually believe Lee Harvey Oswald shot President Kennedy from the front and the back, and this magic bullet appears an hour later on a hospital gurney and in an emergency room? This town doesn't give up its secrets very easy. And I'd warn people too. Now we're getting a hold of this stuff. What happened the last 4 years under the Biden administration? Senator Dick Durbin blocked my Senator Marsha Blackburn, who valiantly fought to get those records out and acted pretty much like there wasn't anything, and the media backed him up on it. And now all of a sudden the media thinks they've got something, and it's leveled towards Trump. But my history with this issue goes back a long way. I spent 16 years in the Tennessee General Assembly, and I passed and attempted to pass some of the toughest laws in the country, some of the first ICAC found internet crimes against children. I promoted the death penalty, chemical castration of child molesters. A lot of those bills were ruled unconstitutional.
Congressman, I want to go.
This town doesn't give up its secrets. This town doesn't give up its secrets. So 117. You can't trust. I do not trust Alan Dershowitz. I do not trust him. Okay. I don't trust Alan Dershowitz. So this town doesn't give up its secrets. What does Epstein got? What has Epstein got to do with Tulsi Gabbard coming out? Will Pam Bondi this week? So let's go here. I mean, we got a lot to cover. We're going to have to, because, you know, they're over there. Give me 115. What's Trump hiding behind Epstein? And then 113, Pam Bondi, the DOJ files motion to release Epstein grand jury material. I mean, have you heard anything? Number 112, falsely claimed. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. I don't want that one yet. And I had one here I want, because it was Fox. Give me 119. Go back the other way, 119. So Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence, comes out this weekend or Friday, drops the bomb Friday, 120. Apparently, she found documents, or they've been working and they found the information that links this guy. Gabbard, Obama administration manufactured intel on Russian interference in 2016. And next one, number 121. All right. Remember this guy here, because I started thinking, give me number 53. I started really thinking about this weekend. And I know that's on another box. You got to fit that one in. But the Spygate, everything's tied together there in the 2016 Spygate. Well, Diane, can you give me 65? They're in an uproar this morning because Trump put this out. Did Samantha Powers make all of that money? That was pretty good. There's some other people that need to be on that list. Michael Flynn, General Michael Flynn, is asking that the court, he's saying Trump should go to the court and have everyone's passports taken immediately. Interesting. So I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back, and I'm going to start right here. I want to remind you of something, number 62. Because I want to know if Pam Bondi, I know Tulsi Gabbard is going to come out with some more information this week. I want to know if Pam Bondi will be holding any kind of press conferences this week, or if she's made any statements, the Department of Justice. James Baker, Twitter lawyer fired by Elon Musk, played a key role in the FBI's Trump-Russia collusion probe. Baker was fired by Musk over suppression of Hunter Biden's laptop bombshell. There's a lot here. I mean, I get what Tulsi Gabbard came out and said, and I get what Marie Bartiromo, I watched the interview. But just remember this, okay? Go back and start thinking of what is opening up here wide open. Why did William Barr even have the case? Why didn't he recuse himself, Attorney General William Barr? Why did Durham shank this? Why did he just totally blow this? Who was giving him direction? John Durham. Right? And when you start looking at people that have to line up to go to prison, and that is what the outrage has been with MAGA for how many months now, is when will people start going to prison? Now, we spent enough time on Elon Musk. Donald Trump and Elon Musk got into it. We don't know all the details in that Oval Office. Don't believe anyone that tells you they know all the details that happened in that Oval Office. But don't forget, Elon Musk is the guy that bought Twitter, right? Elon Musk is the guy that hired Matt Taibbi. Remember? The Twitter files? Go listen to Matt Taibbi talk about when Elon Musk gave him the green light to go through the Twitter files. What was exposed? Keep in mind, when Elon Musk bought Twitter, lost billions of dollars or whatever he lost, brings in Matt Taibbi. He's not supporting Donald Trump. No, he's not supporting Donald Trump. Not at all. So why would he immediately fire James Baker? See, it was found how Twitter suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story. Just saying. Every time you gotta look at Elon Musk all the way back. I get it. A lot. I mean, I'm not making a case for Elon Musk. But don't forget, all these things, when you watched Tulsi Gabbard Friday, did you think about all these things that connect to that we have talked about? Right? Nellie Orr, Bruce Orr, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. Give me number 64. Clapper, Brennan. That's why you and I, we were really upset with John Durham and William Barr because, like, really? You didn't get anything? Creation of the Russian hoax. This is December 9th, secret Russian meeting, right? It's all going to come out. But I will tell you this, MAGA wants to know, when will people be arrested? One more time. When will we start arresting people? Just saying. You know, look at this house here, number 41. This is in Kennebunkport, right? Is that what it's called? That's in Kennebunkport, Maine. Give me number 40. We got a lot in the Georgia hour. That house, Kennebunkport, Maine, right across the little Kennebunkport, Maine. It goes for $15,000 a week. Is that what it is? 15 grand a week. And these guys here, number 42, this family right here, the Frost family, they vacationed across the street from the Bush family estate. Between 2019 and 2024, $230,000 they spent of someone else's money. Wow. All right, folks, take that down. Let's see, what else are we going to have on tap this morning? Can Texas go blue? Can Texas go blue? Why is Joe Rogan asking? Why is Joe Rogan asking a certain state senator in Texas to run for president? Give me 100. Today marks 6 months. 6 months. Right? in office for President Trump. 6 months in office for President Trump. I support my president. There's a lot going to unfold. Caution yourself with these people that are just out there spinning things up to try to get clicks. There's a lot of things that will unfold in the next 6 months, just in time for the 2026 election cycle. It will be interesting. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before.
Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Now, we have the Georgia Hour at 10 a.m. Every morning at 10 a.m. we have the Georgia Hour. We have talked about this. Can you give me number 68 for a long time? We'll get into it a little more in the Georgia Hour. We might start doing the Georgia 6 hour. Diane cringes every time she hears that. Like, when are we supposed to do that? But the congressman from the 10th District, Mike Collins, is ready to enter the U.S. Senate race. I've known this for a while. You know it. I've been talking to people in the 10th District. I've been talking to people in the 10th District over there in Georgia for weeks now. Received a phone call from former 10th District Congressman Paul Brown last week. Always know when Dr. Brown calls me. It's time for him to run for office. Anyhow, so this guy will be the front runner on day one, Mike Collins. When he enters the race for Senate, he will be the front runner. I don't know yet. I'm asking some questions from people in that area. Does he have Trump's endorsement? Does he have Kemp's endorsement? Does he care? And I will elaborate on that at 10 o'clock. All right, so take that down. Now, Saturday or Friday, the networks did not cover this, okay? The networks did not cover this. Face the Nation did this weekend. Margaret Brennan did. We'll go over that. NBC was covering Goff, which was much more an honest play than Meet the Press. So at least that was 1 hour of the day that MSNBC was not fake news and lying and manipulating a story for the American people. But NBC was off. ABC, Fox, and Face the Nation. Fox mentioned it, but then they brought in Alan Dershowitz on the Epstein file. Face the Nation. ABC didn't say a word. MSNBC this morning. Now, I don't know about Morning Joe. I turned Morning Joe off. I said, I'm not starting my week that way. I listened to Morning Joe for about 8 or 9 minutes this morning, and I said, I'm not starting my week this way. I turned it off. I mean, I may be missing something, the propaganda that they're trying to run, but I got out of it. But MSNBC from 5 to 6, nothing. Nothing on CNN this morning that I'm aware of concerning Tulsi Gabbard DNI. Now, I just want to briefly say, as we get into this, because I want to spend a lot of time here. So Tulsi Gabbard comes out and they did everything to stop her. So keep this in mind. Let's go with this, all right, for just a minute. So we got 119. And then we have Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence. And every time someone thinks they know something coming out of the White House, Trump is a very smart man. This happened to him once, right? The leaks, this guy right here, Obama, the setup, Mueller. This happened to Trump once. It's not going to happen again. So Tulsi Gabbard, 119, Director of National Intelligence, they did everything to try to stop her confirmation, right? Remember, they kept asking Snowden, right? Is Snowden a traitor? Remember, they did everything to try to stop her confirmation. Then when she gets confirmed and she takes over, we have, they tried to trip her up. We'll call it Signalgate, but we're not going down that road right now with Pete Hegseth and CIA Director Ratcliffe. They tried to trip her up, make her look bad. Then she came out and she made the statements concerning bombing Iran. And apparently that got her in the doghouse, right? They wanted to try to lead you to believe, the media, that she was not at the following cabinet meeting, or she was not in the room. Yes, she was. She was in the room and they wanted you to believe that the Situation Room, the night of the bombing, she wasn't in there. Yes, she was. She was there. And then if you've noticed, everything got quiet around her for several weeks. Everything was very quiet around Tulsi Gabbard. The media tried to run the narrative they were going to get rid of her. She's out. Sources inside tell us the president's very upset with Tulsi Gabbard. She could be going soon. All of that. You heard every bit of that on all the propaganda networks. But Tulsi comes out Friday, and we're not going to play all of her interviews. They're very good, because we're gonna connect some dots, because this thing's going to be developing over time. I'm on the list with you. When are these people going to get arrested? Because just because Trump is moving along and some things are going very well, there are some things that he's doing that I support 100%. There's some things he's doing and I'm like, oh, let's see. But I haven't thrown my president under the bus and don't anticipate doing that anytime soon. Because the one thing in the 6 months, don't forget, I want to come back here, but give me this one here. Today marks, I want to bring this up for just a simple reason as we get really deep into this. Where's my 6 month mark? Give me number 100. So as we're talking about this, keep this in mind. He's only been in office for 6 months. Now, some might say he's only been there for 6 months. Well, 6 months, he's had plenty of time. I'm not going to disagree on there's been time. But within the 6 months, you have to get confirmations. You have to get approval. You got to submit them to Congress. FBI, we all remember the Matt Gaetz, everything that went on there. But you got to get these people approved. So that was a period of time before she was on the job, and many others. We'll put it like that. In the first 6 months, you go in, you clean house, you get rid of all the other people. You remember the FBI is getting rid of all these agents that worked on the Russiagate, any agent that worked on the Hunter Biden laptop. You got to clean all that out. That's all got to come out and be gone. Because I know right now, without saying, knowing who's out there, that you've got Kash Patel and Dan Bongino Jr. second, Dan Bongino as second in command over at the FBI. You've got them on the bubble. You got them on the bubble. You got this whole thing on the bubble. It's time. So 6 months in, this guy was left a total disaster from foreign policy, domestic immigration, illegal immigration, just everything. A total disaster. So let's stay there for just a minute. He's only been in there 6 months. So Tulsi, let's go back to 119. Tulsi Gabbard comes out, drops it 120. She drops it on Obama administration manufactured intel on Russian interference in 2016 and 2021. There's several great interviews. Go follow her on Twitter. The entire report. You can read her entire report from the DNI on Twitter. Give me video 6.
And I understand that there is more, perhaps, that you are going to come out with next week. And I was told that that's why they raided Mar-a-Lago, that they wanted to find the Trump-Russia documents that indicated there was absolutely no collusion and that there was no evidence to even start such an investigation. But Trump didn't have it there in Mar-a-Lago, but that's why they raided his house in 2022. Is that correct?
I don't have the details on the specifics of the Mar-a-Lago raid itself. Those are within the possession of the FBI. But there's no question in my mind that this intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered be published, which contained a manufactured intelligence document. It's worse than even politicization of intelligence. It was manufactured intelligence that sought to achieve President Obama and his team's objective, which was undermining President Trump's presidency and subverting the will of the American people. So yes, next week we will be releasing more detailed information about how exactly this took place and the extent to which this information was sought to be hidden from the American people, hidden from officials who would be in a position to do something about it. And that's really the point here that I think is most important, Maria, and you said it in your opening. Accountability is essential for the future of our country, for the American people to have any sense of trust in the integrity of our democratic republic. Accountability, action, prosecution, indictments for those who are responsible for trying to steal our democracy is essential for us to make sure that this never happens to our country again.
Indictments, okay? So she said Friday she is moving this over and the DNI can make criminal referrals, number 113. And I have to say, when I look at everything on the intelligence side right now, this is our problem. Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi has to come through with something that just impresses the hell out of me within the next couple weeks. So criminal referrals are being sent over to the Department of Justice. Now, we know Obama was in on it. He can't hide that. He was in on it. Now, Durham. So, give me video 1. It starts at, well, wait a minute. John Durham. Video 3. Bill Barr. Video 3.
To, for example, George Papadopoulos or Carter Page, who were reached out to prior to the official beginning of this investigation. Do you believe that there's reason to think that their theories are accurate, that intelligence individuals who were connected internationally, you went overseas to talk to some of them about this, that they were dangling these agents in front of them and dangling information about Hillary Clinton in order to get an in into the Trump campaign?
Well, I don't want to say anything that would suggest that I agree or have concluded that there was any dangling or reach out done before July. But I think Durham, as far as I understand it, is looking into that pre-July period to determine whether or not that narrative got started, the collusion narrative got started before that. There are two questions about the issue of predication. One is, was in fact the comment by Papadopoulos the real predication, or was it a pretext for a pre-existing desire to take a look at the Trump campaign? And he's looking at all of those issues.
Remember, John Durham was supposed to look at the origins. Remember the day the Mueller report, and he came and he totally blew it? Remember when Robert Mueller came before Congress and totally blew his testimony in the report? There's nothing there. Folks, don't forget, you got a president that was impeached twice. You got a president that has a mugshot. You have a president on trial in Atlanta. You have a president that's been shot at. You have a president, his home has been raided and gone through his wife's underwear closet. I mean, it's been nonstop, and the American people want to know. Well, they want to move on. Folks, I will tell you this. The American people want the corruption rooted out. They want the people in jail. They would have never, and I'm going to say this, they would have never voted for Donald Trump a second time or third time, most of them a third time, or put him over the top to win the presidency with a commanding mandate. They want immigration, they want the corruption, they want it all stopped. Period. Trump needs to press forward. Now, you have a group of lawmakers that are running around there sucking their thumbs. They're hiding in closets. They're afraid. They're circled up, afraid in dark rooms that in 2026 they can't get reelected and continue their political career, right? Yes. I can care less about a single politician's future or political career. I care more about the republic and restoring the republic and putting these people guilty of treason in prison. Now, that being said, there's Bill Barr. Let me give you another one. Go video 4.
The core statement, in my opinion, by the IG is that these irregularities, these misstatements, these omissions were not satisfactorily explained. And I think that leaves open the possibility to infer bad faith. I think it's premature now to reach a judgment on that, but I think that further work has to be done, and that's what Durham is doing.
Further work has to be done, and that's what Durham is doing. The origins. Bill Barr led us to believe. Now, Durham, right? Whitey Bulger, Boston, tough guy. John Durham, a tough guy, no nonsense. He is going to investigate this. We have manufactured intel, the origins. So let me just say this before I go any further. What Tulsi Gabbard has found, uncovered, looked in that box in the corner, whatever it may be, the Biden administration has had this all along. They've had this in the office all along. The FBI has had it all along. Christopher Wray, he's had this all along, right? testimony after testimony to Congress. Comey knows about this. Andy McCabe all along. And now we get to Tulsi Gabbard opens this up. Durham. So let's go with Bill Barr first. I have way too many hours this weekend reading and listening to video and interviews. 49. Why did Bill Barr not recuse himself? Why did Bill Barr, why is Bill Barr the wrong person to lead the Epstein investigation? So, not jumping too far back, remember the same guy that's going to get us, Jeffrey Epstein is dead, right? He committed suicide, remember? This is the guy that does the investigation, the Attorney General. This is the guy that ends up appointing John Durham. This is the guy that just is going to look for the origins. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. His victims will never have their day in court, at least not with the defendant. It is critical that the Justice Department conduct a thorough investigation into the circumstances of the death, but how is it handled as a critical, how it is handled is also critical to the integrity of the Justice Department. That's why Attorney General Barr needs to recuse himself. Now, why would Attorney General Barr need to recuse himself? Epstein was charged in July by prosecutors in the Southern District of New York with sex trafficking. And conspiracy to commit sex trafficking. They claimed he exploited and abused dozens of minors. 6 months before that, at his confirmation hearing, Barr was asked if he would investigate the handling of a decade-old Florida plea that led to Epstein escape responsibility for his conduct. So we're going to get into Tulsi Gabbard, but keep in mind, this is the guy that gave you John Durham to get the origins. You can't take this away. Bill Barr was well aware what was going on. Now, just briefly, going back to Epstein, it all ties together. Every last bit of this ties together. If you get down and you start really researching and looking at everything today, why is Epstein relevant? Why has this become so important all of a sudden that we have to see the list? Hey, I get that. Give me number. I had it here a minute ago. You've got Acosta, right? I know I have him here. Yeah, give me number 3. So if you go back and you look at this, the plea deal that was made, Alexander Acosta, the Southern District of Florida, the deal that he made Epstein, go look into every bit of this, the deal he made Epstein, Dershowitz, Ben Shapiro, Mossad, they get really angry when Jeffrey Epstein is discussed as an intelligence member controlled by the Mossad. They get really angry over that. But go look at John Maxwell, right? Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. You got to take time to look into all of this. I want to bring this up to John Durham. And just say, wait a minute, you can't gloss over this. There's a reason why everything going on with Epstein in the last several weeks is tying right into William Barr, right into John Durham, right into the Oval Office meeting where they manufactured intel. Every bit of it's together. When you find out, it's all tied together. This guy right here, he lets Jeffrey Epstein get away with it in 2008. This is the plea deal that they're asking William Barr. Will you look into this plea deal where this guy let this pedophile Epstein get away with everything? In 2008, don't forget, Alexander Acosta became labor secretary in Trump's first administration. Now, going back, why should William Barr totally recuse himself? And I just want to lay this groundwork because we're going to go right up to John Durham. Jeffrey Epstein, number 50. Don't forget, Epstein became a school teacher, a mathematics school teacher at the Dalton School. His behavior was noticed. In the mid-70s, students at one of New York's most esteemed prep schools were surprised to encounter a new teacher. He never finished college. He did not have a degree in mathematics, none whatsoever, but he got a job. Give me number 51. All these people got to go to prison, folks. All of them. You can't leave anybody. And yes, Barack Hussein Obama needs to go to prison. Donald Barr, Dalton's headmaster and father of Attorney General Bill Barr, hired Epstein to teach math and science. So Bill Barr's dad, is this just a coincidence? Donald Barr gave him a job. What we've all been wondering, one of Epstein's former students said, is how did this guy get his job in the first place without a degree? Epstein was without a college degree when he was hired, but Barr thought, as a no-nonsense, saw promise in the young man. Promise? If I show promise, can I teach calculus this afternoon? As long as you see some promise? So this guy gets a job. Donald Barr, right? William Barr's dad, no coincidence, right? Hires him at the Dalton School, no college degree to teach mathematics. He is not qualified to teach. And years later, William Barr, is it just a coincidence? Right? Now, Epstein trial is coming back up. Give me number 49. I should have clipped out a little more in this, right? William Barr is the wrong person to lead the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Epstein, got to find those glasses. Now we're going to get into John Durham. Epstein's dead. And Epstein was charged in July by prosecutors in the Southern District of New York with sex trafficking and conspiracy to commit sex trafficking. 6 months before that, at a confirmation hearing, Barr was asked if he would investigate the handling of the decade-old Florida plea that let Epstein escape responsibility for his conduct. This guy had more oversight on reviewing. Don't forget, people wanted the plea deal that Acosta gave him in Florida opened up, reviewed. Go listen to all the details. The witnesses were there. They had everything to put in 2008. They could have put Jeffrey Epstein under the jail, started revealing things, showing things worldwide of all of his connections. Victoria's Secret, right? Is it Abercrombie and Finch and Victoria's Secret CEO or owner? Jeffrey Epstein had homes, some of the largest homes in the world, fleet of planes. That goes on. You know the background there. But this guy right here, he gets himself in the position, William Barr, at the perfect time in the Trump administration where Epstein's concerned, Epstein's plea deal, suicide, and everything. This guy should have never done any of the investigating. Now, moving ahead, this is the same guy, the Russian origins, the origins of the Russian So he appoints John Durham. Video 1 started at 37 seconds.
Mr. Durham, you may begin. Hit your mic there, Mr. Durham, and just keep it on if you can throughout the day.
Is it on?
Yep, it's on now. Thank you.
Begin. Good morning, Chairman Jordan, Ranking Member Nadler, and members of this committee. As the committee knows, on May 13th, 2019, Attorney General Barr directed me to conduct a preliminary review into certain matters related to federal investigations concerning the 2016 presidential election campaigns. That review subsequently developed into several criminal investigations and gave rise to my subsequent appointment as special counsel in these matters. Many of the most significant issues documented in the report that we have written, including those relating to lack of investigative discipline, failure to take logistical and logical investigative steps, and bias, are relevant to important national security interests that this committee and American people are concerned about. If repeated and left unaddressed, these issues could result in significant national security risks and further erode the public's faith and confidence in our justice system. As we said in the report, our findings were sobering. I can tell you, having spent 40 years plus as a federal prosecutor, they were particularly sobering to me. A number of my colleagues who spent decades in the FBI themselves, they were sobering. While I'm encouraged by some of the reforms that have been implemented by the FBI, the problems identified in this report, anybody who actually reads the report and the details of the report, the documented portions of the report, I think would find that the problems identified in the report are not susceptible to overnight fixes. As we said in the report, they cannot be addressed solely by enhancing training or additional policy requirements. Rather, what is required is accountability, both in terms of the standards to which our law enforcement personnel hold themselves and in the consequences they face for violation of laws and policies of relevance. I'm here to answer your questions. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. So we can go further into that. If left unaddressed, all right, if left unaddressed, and he says this is not something you can just, go in and tweak here and tweak there, and this would be okay in the future. Accountability is necessary. Now, that's a nice way to present it, but accountability is necessary. You see, 2019, William Barr, I'm going to take it like this. Give me number 59. John Durham spent 4 years and millions probing Russian collusion hoax, yet someone missed the December 8th, 2015 meeting where Obama allegedly ordered intelligence agencies to sabotage Trump. How? Did he miss it? He ignore it? Durham wasn't just asleep at the wheel. He was in on it. The fix was in from the start. So, this is an accusation that Durham was in on it, right? But this was slow walked all the way past the 2020 election. This was slow walked right into 2020 from 2019. We kept asking on this program, you kept asking, where is Durham's report? Where is this? Over and over. William Barr, who should have never been involved in the first place, the AG, slow walked this right into stealing an election. William Barr slow walked this right into part of stealing an election where left unaddressed, this man says left unaddressed, and accountability. Now, before I go into Sussman, and I go into Jim Baker, these people have to be arrested and imprisoned. They should be immediately. Let me see if this is one I want before I go to break. I'm going to do that right after the break. Give me some Matt Gaetz. Why would I'm not going to play the whole thing, Diane, but give me video too. This is June 22nd, 2023. June 22nd, 2023.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Biggs. You've given us testimony today that you're disappointed that the FBI didn't cooperate more, right? That was your testimony.
Said that.
Yeah, so we're disappointed too, but the difference is when regular folks do things that are wrong and unlawful, there's typically greater effort to try to get those people before a grand jury to utilize criminal process where appropriate, not for other purposes. And it's just like, oh, well, Bill Priestep, the guy who might have set this whole op in motion, he just didn't want to talk to you about certain things, and you were real accommodating to that. And then Mifsud, the person who juices Papadopoulos to create this predicate that you find improper. You guys, did you ever know who his lawyer was, Mifsud's lawyer?
Talked to his lawyer in Europe. I don't know if
so wait, you could find the guy's lawyer, but you couldn't find him?
We contacted somebody that we knew had represented him in a part of the effort to try to locate him.
And you got the lawyer. And then now you're sitting here in front of the judiciary saying you could find the guy's lawyer, but you couldn't effectuate the service of a subpoena because you couldn't find him?
Well,
first of all, how silly that sounds?
As you may or may not know, we wouldn't have the authority to serve a subpoena overseas. The lawyer didn't know where Mifsud was. He was in communication with him, but he claimed not to know where he was. And we were trying to arrange an opportunity to talk to Mifsud.
Did you take possession of 2 BlackBerry phones from Mifsud in any way?
There were phones that were provided to us by
so you could find the phones,
lawyer.
Not the guy.
Correct?
Do you see how silly this looks? Like you found the lawyer, you found the phones, but the actual dude who got ordered by Western intelligence to go start this thing you couldn't find? It's kind of laughable. It seems like more than disappointment. It seems like you weren't really trying to expose the true core of the corruption. That you were trying to go at it another way.
Yeah, as we said in the report, and as I said in my opening remarks, we pursued the facts as best we could.
Well, how about this
tools
fact?
that we have?
Okay, how about this fact, Mr. Durham? The entire Mueller team does a hard reset on their Apple phone in synchronization to wipe away evidence. Did you investigate that?
I've read that.
Well, why did you investigate it? Who gave the order on the Mueller team to wipe the phones?
Yeah, that was not something that we were asked to look at, and we didn't.
No, that's not true, Mr. Durham. That is not true, because I'm holding the document that authorizes your activity, and it specifically says the investigation of Special Counsel Robert Mueller. It's in Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the order that says that you're supposed to investigate these things. And so, like, whether it's the Mueller team, MIFSUD, how about Azra Turk? Azra Turk, what's Azra Turk's real name? Do you know that?
I'm not going to be disclosing the names of FBI personnel that are otherwise unavailable.
But an FBI, so the FBI sends somebody to go honeypot George Papadopoulos. Who gave the order to do that?
I think that's beyond the scope of what's in the report.
It's literally the scope of what your charging order is. Who put it in motion? We get after it was put in motion, the FBI did a bunch of wrong and corrupt things. Totally understand. We're trying to deal with that. But when you are part of the cover-up, Mr. Durham, then it makes our job harder.
Yeah, well, if that's your thought, I mean, there's no way of dissuading you from that. I can tell you that it's offensive and that the people who worked on this investigation have spent their lives trying to protect the people in this country and pursue within the law what it is that we are authorized to do.
You tried 2 cases, lost both of them, and then the one guilty plea you got, Kleinsmith is back to practicing law in Washington, D.C. today.
Yeah, that's beyond my control.
Right, but the fact that you allowed that plea to occur, right? And then the punishment was insufficient. The fact that you didn't charge Andrew McCabe, you didn't convict the lying Democrats or the lying Russians, you didn't investigate MIFSUD or the Mueller probe, even though, as we sit here today in black letter, that was your charge. Have you ever heard of the Washington Generals?
The Washington Generals, yes.
Yeah, and they're the team that basically gets paid to show up and lose, right?
Well, I'm sure that the players who exert blood, sweat, and tears don't view it that way, but you might.
I think they do. I think they do, because the job of the Washington Generals is to show up every night and to play the Harlem Globetrotters. And their job is to lose.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of a different.
Yeah, so their job is to lose. And I'm kind of wondering, and it just seems so facially obvious that it's not what's in your report that's telling. It's the omission. It's the lack of work you did. And for the people like the chairman who put trust in you, I think you let them down. I think you let the country down. And you are one of the barriers to the true accountability that we need.
Do I get to respond to that or comment on that? Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've ever investigated a crime.
I don't know that you have. You didn't investigate these, Mr. Durham.
Whether or
How about
not,
Andy McCabe? Did you charge him? Did you investigate him?
Gentlemen, time has expired. The witness can respond, and then we'll move on to our last.
I don't know, sir, whether or not you've ever had occasion to try.
All right, so I said I wasn't going the full distance on that, but there was no shut-off point, Diane. Maybe that's why Matt Gaetz didn't. Maybe that's why he didn't get up to that Department of Justice, that AG spot. Maybe that's why. Now, everything he said, Andrew McCabe, he's 0 for 2. Every single thing he said. You know who is well aware of it? Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson sit there the entire time. He knows this. They know this. He's 0 for 2, right? Now, Durham, I'm not going to tell you 49. Give me 49. Durham is 0 for 2 in this. But this is the guy. McCabe, did you investigate McCabe? This guy should go to prison today, William Barr. I mean, I'm telling you. All right, so let's take a break. Hold on a minute. How did you get up here? Huh? How did you get up here? What are you doing here? Huh? Who let you in? Let's take a break. I got to say hello to Charlie, and we'll be right back with an 0-2 from John Durham. Wow, you can't make this up. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Hold on, I got to see. Yeah, thank you for this. Thank you. Good morning, Diane. Thank you to everyone. You know, I've received very nice messages every day. I receive some messages that are not so nice, but okay. They're all right. And I received messages that I will turn the show off if you keep talking about this. I receive all the messages all the way around. Truth does not attract friends. It doesn't. I'm serious. It just doesn't. It does not. Truth does not attract friends. Not, just anyhow. So, give me number Tulsi Gabbard. We're talking about this, and we want arrest. Okay, that's where we're at. Trump's been there. Was it number 100? Give me 100. I think that's the 6th month. Today makes 6 months that President Trump has started his second term. 6 months in office. I have to say, with what Tulsi Gabbard did the other day, Friday. Now, I do not. I've been thinking about this, and I'm going to think about it more throughout the week, and I want to hear from you, all right? You guys are the great investigators out there, not CBS and all these people. You guys are the great investigators. I'm just putting this out here with the question mark. Could all the Epstein stuff... I got a call Friday that said, I'm going to give you something right out of the Oval Office. Okay, I'm listening. And I listened to this individual tell me what is about to happen. What I heard was about to happen. It's okay, so I can't go report this. I'm not leaving you hanging. I can't go report this because, I mean, I don't want to go report this. And if someone, I trust the individual, but if someone's putting out information trying to change the narrative, trying to change the direction, trying to hush this up. So I sat on it Friday, and I watched Friday afternoon, and then I watched Tulsi Gabbard come out, number 57. And I said, this could make sense. It could make sense. What the person told me is not far-fetched, but is like, I got to see some things start clicking off. I mean, I think it was Friday morning at 6 a.m. I got a call saying this is coming straight out of the Oval Office. Okay, talk to me. The whole Epstein thing, watch for the developments. Okay, I'm watching. Their goal was to upset President Trump and subvert the will of the American people, no matter how powerful. Every person involved in the conspiracy must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Okay? The integrity of our democracy republic depends on it. We are turning over all the documents to the Department of Justice for criminal referral. Now, what's Pam Bondi going to do? And if the attempt was to stop Trump in 2016, what list for criminal referral are we going to have for the steal of 2020? Can't make this up. I mean, we're going to have to open our own. This ought to upset the liberal left. We're going to have to open our own. Maybe that's why they're opening Alcatraz. I mean, there shouldn't be. I mean, I think these whack jobs should still live in California or should be forced to live out there in Alcatraz in California and have to come out every day on the east side of Alcatraz and wave to all the little ferry boats that go by for the tour going into the harbor, San Francisco harbor. Anyhow, maybe that's why we're opening Alcatraz back up. I don't know. Or talking about it. Criminal referrals. We're turning over all documents to the DOJ for criminal referral. There you go. Now, number 64, we know without going into detail on this, because I want to get into some other things that, I mean, you cannot gloss over. We're waiting for people to go to prison. Creation of the Russian hoax, Russian intel assessment. Donald Trump wins 2016. You see everything here. The deep state leaks are out. Putin personally involved in U.S. election hack. Secret CIA assessment says Russia was trying to help Trump win White House. Russian hackers, the list goes on. So, now what we have, let's go ahead, number 56, and then we're going to get into John Durham and his investigation. New indictment alleges Igor Dmitriev, was that his name, made false statements regarding sources of certain information he provided to the UK investigation firm Steele Dossier. Now, you take everything there, everything. And now let's go back to number 54. So this is John Durham. Let's start here. In a bombshell revelation, Special Prosecutor John Durham revealed Tuesday in court filing that the FBI paid a Russian businessman as a confidential human source in an investigation of Donald Trump's 2016 campaign, even though it had prior concerns the businessman was tied to Moscow's intelligence services. All right. Now, this right here, number 55. 5 counts of lying, 0 for 2. In March 2017, the FBI signed the defendant up as a paid confidential human source to the FBI. Durham unsealed court filing disclosed for the first time. The revelation means the FBI first fired former M16 agent Christopher Steele, all right, the author of the Hillary Clinton funded dossier, as human source in November of 2016 of having unauthorized contacts with the news media. Now, this is the 0 for 1. 0 for 1. Okay? Now, the second one, these are the only 2 that Durham takes to court. This one, is going to go into the Elon Musk haters, right? Number 60, Sussman. Who is Sussman? Hillary's attorney. Now, Sussman forgets, he plays off that he's just an innocent person in America that should probably let the FBI know something. He says, I'm not here on behalf of any client. Total lie. This man should be picked up and put in prison within the hour. Number 60. This all goes to Bill Barr. It goes up. You're going to see Tulsi Gabbard. When every bit of this is opened up and laid out, every bit of this will go together. Maybe we'll get Hillary Clinton in prison, right? Because what did John Durham say? Accountability, if it's left unaddressed. Sussman acquitted on charges brought by special counsel Durham. The jury acquitted him on a charge that he lied when he alleged denying he was acting on behalf of a client in alerting the FBI to claims that Secret Service server linked to Trump in Moscow bank. Now remember, this has Jake Sullivan. So they pretended there was a server that Trump had that they located that was linked to a Moscow bank. And in their deal, Jake Sullivan was to take it to the media, and Sussman was to take it to the FBI. Give me the first courtroom test for special counsel John Durham ended in defeat Tuesday as a federal judge found a Democratic attorney not guilty of making a false statement to the FBI related on allegations of computer links between Donald Trump and Russia. The jury deliberated for about 6 hours before acquitting Michael Sussman, 57 years old, on a single felony charge he faced that he lied when he allegedly denied he was acting on behalf of a client in alerting the FBI to claims that a secret server linked to Trump in Moscow bank with ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin. So apparently, Bob Barr, John Durham, they're all supposed to be looking at the links. They're all supposed to be looking at the origins of the Russian hoax. They're supposed to be talking about and finding the connection, Tulsi Gabbard finds it, of fake intel showing that Russia tried to rig the 2016 election. Number 61, during a 2-week federal trial in court, Durham's prosecutors urged Sussman was acting on behalf of the Clinton campaign and internet executive when he took 2 thumb drives of data and white pages on proposed link of the FBI General Counsel Jim Baker about 6 weeks before the presidential election. Everything they were doing was trying to rig this election, trying to steal, and they were successful in 2020. Sussman's defense said the case was flawed on a variety of grounds, including the prosecutor could not prove with certainty exactly what the cybersecurity lawyer and former prosecutor said to Baker. Now, Sussman goes to Baker and he pretends like, hey, I'm just someone that found something here. I'm just someone that found something here. Durham was not a member of the trial team, but was present in the courtroom. So Sussman is Hillary Clinton's lawyer. They have these 2, data sticks. He's going to go over as an individual, not hired by an attorney, not their representing attorney, because it's the right thing to do to give them to the FBI. When the truth is, Hillary Clinton's in on it. Totally in on this. Now, the reason I bring this up is because James Baker with the FBI, they had to cover this up. So as soon as this happened, number 62, James Baker of the FBI with Sussman, with Hillary Clinton, with Barack Obama, he gets hired at Twitter. Yes, the guy leaves FBI and he becomes the chief lawyer for Twitter because they're not done with him. They need him to do some other things, right? So Jim Baker, Twitter lawyer fired by Elon Musk, played key role in the FBI Trump-Russian collusion probe. This guy's tied in. He gets a job at Twitter. To cover that up, they need him to do something else at Twitter. They need him to tamp down his next assignment. Baker was fired by Musk for suppression of Hunter Biden's laptop. Exactly. You cannot make this up. All right. Remember this right here? Number 52. Well, go ahead. Let's go with video 7 for a minute. Video 7. I forgot that one.
I want to ask you about some news just crossing now. Michael Sussman, he is the attorney for the Hillary Clinton campaign, just found not guilty of allegations that, just looking at some of the notes coming in, research from the Clinton campaign was a root of Russian collusion allegations. So the jury now deciding not guilty of those charges. Wondering what you make of that development.
This was always a politically charged, politically charged trial. And I think that it's a vindication for Sussman, for his legacy, for the Hillary Clinton campaign. And it's another stain on Durham. And it's another stain on the special counsel and the prosecution in this case. And I think it's another indication that perhaps parts of the Justice Department, again, speaking for myself, under President Trump, we're looking at more politically motivated prosecutions. We now, interestingly, have an Attorney General, Merrick Garland, where there are a lot of people on the left, a lot of progressives, wishing he was, in fact, more aggressive when it comes to certain prosecutions. He's been sitting on a lot of things with respect to January 6th. It's a real dichotomy that we've seen. It really shows that whoever the Attorney General is and how they set the tone deeply affects what happens in the Department of Justice.
And I'll just quickly mention that a statement attributable to the
whoever the Attorney General is in the Department of Justice sets the tone. So, yes, we do know in the last 4 years, facts are facts, that Merrick Garland, people like Merrick Garland, Christopher Wray, James Comey, which Trump fired Comey, but you've got Peter Strzok, you've got different people, but particularly Christopher Wray. Remember, Christopher Wray knows how to allegedly hide a cell phone that has the voicemail that that's why he got the job. Because allegedly Christopher Wray, former FBI director, had and was able to hide the cell phone that had the voicemail on there that would have convicted Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey, in Bridgegate. And Chris Christie goes in and says, hey, I got the guy. So anyhow, so this guy goes where? He goes right to Twitter. And he goes in there and they start suppressing the story. Remember this right here, The Spies Who Lied, number 52. And this has, boy, that would be another show in itself. We're going to stay here. The Spies Who Lied, the intelligence experts who falsely discredited Hunter Biden's laptop, it still won't say sorry to this day. So this guy right here, Jim Baker, 63. Jim Baker is an attorney formerly employed by the United States Justice Department, Federal Bureau of FBI, and Twitter. He is also at the Brookings Institute. Baker became the Twitter Deputy General Counsel in 2020, June of 2020, and held the position until ousted by Elon Musk in December 2022. So this guy right here Number 62, everything they're looking at. They have to start arresting FBI. They have to start arresting people. Accountability. He suppressed this guy. This guy knows beyond the shadow of a doubt that Sussman should be in prison. Gets a reward, goes to Twitter. His next assignment is to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop for 2020. I mean, you can't make any of this up. Now, don't forget, I want to play this for a reason. And I know what people are saying. Well, wait a minute. You sure this goes with it? Sure as hell does. Sure as hell does. Secretary of State, give me video 5.
On top of that, there's the Anthony Weiner laptop, which I don't know if you heard this. I wrote an article about that too. 675,000 Clinton emails when they got Anthony Weiner's laptop in a search warrant because of all his sex perversion issues. It was all the Clinton emails, the Clinton Foundation, her Secretary of State emails, Huma Abedin's emails. Lots of people emailed Huma as a proxy for Hillary, and it included what Comey called the I must wave my hands more than most people. The golden emails, because they were the BlackBerry backup emails that they were supposedly just looking for everywhere very diligently. Well, guess what they did when they found them on the Weiner laptop? They got a search warrant for things that didn't include the BlackBerry backup emails. So when they told us, when he stood there and said that day, oh, you know, we've reviewed all the emails now, there's nothing there, that was a bald-faced lie. They specifically did not look at the BlackBerry backups, and they didn't look at a fraction of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. So one of the things, if I were the president, I'd do is demand the Anthony Weiner laptop and get it to the most trusted person in the military to take apart everything on it and then start using it. There's a lot that can be prosecuted, I have no doubt, on that laptop. In fact, I heard that the New York police officers who saw some of it, even though they're hardened investigators, literally had to go throw up. It's bad.
Question.
FBI has Anthony Weiner's laptop. FBI has Seth Rich's laptop. The FBI has the Anwan brothers' laptop. The FBI has Hunter Biden's laptop. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, that being said, the reaction from CBS, and we're going to close this up because we got to get ready for the Georgia Hour. The reaction by CBS this weekend, Face the Nation. Give me video 17.
Pick up on that topic. Just statement of fact here. A bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee investigation found that the U.S. intelligence community's assessment of Russian interference in the 2016 election was correct. They deemed it to be so on a bipartisan basis. I'm saying that because today and yesterday, the director of the intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard, has said that she is referring for prosecution former American officials she accused of treasonous conspiracy, a years-long coup against President Trump, because they assessed Russia had tried to influence the election. This is weeks after the CIA director issued a report critiquing the tradecraft that went into that 2016 assessment. Is there any legal basis for any kind of prosecution here?
None. Absolutely none, Margaret. What you saw from the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, was not just a lie, but a very dangerous lie, because when you start throwing around language like sedition and treason, somebody's going to get hurt. Now, you pointed out that the Senate committee, then led by Marco Rubio, a Republican and now Secretary of State, found unanimously that Russia meddled in the election to try to assist Donald Trump. John Durham, special counsel appointed by Donald Trump, investigated this, found that the Senate report was correct. Now, what Tulsi is doing, it's a little sleight of hand, but it's worth focusing on. She is saying that the Intelligence Committee early on said that the Russians could not use cyber tools to mess with the voting infrastructure, the machines that tally our votes. And that was true then, and it is true now. Though the Russians tried to break into a couple of states, election technical infrastructure, they didn't do it. But it is well known and well established that the Russians hacked into the DNC and undertook any number of other influence operations, including buying reams of Facebook ads to discredit Hillary Clinton. That is not in contention. Right? And what is horrifying about this whole lie out of Gabbard is, number one, it puts people at risk. And right now, the mouth breathers on MAGA online are just going out of their minds based on a lie. And number two, the intelligence community is full of very, very good people who do their jobs every single day. And now they're watching their leader do something that each and every one of them knows is dishonest, and it is a really, really bad thing for the safety and security of the American people when that dynamic is out there.
Well, I'm a mouth breather. Did he say those mouth breathers? So he said, people at risk. What was the warning, Jim Himes? Senator from Connecticut. What was the warning? That she's lying, and when you lie, this is dangerous. Some people get hurt. People get hurt. Okay? People at risk. Did you notice he threw little Marco's name in? Write that down. Make a note. Now, give me number... I knew this was going to happen, because I don't have time to do some of these. I really want. Give me video 18.
Are there, but I understand your distinction there, and it's an important one in influence versus physical hacking.
By the way, Margaret, if I may, you asked about the referral. Here's the test. This is Epstein all over again. Criminal referrals. We're going to prosecute Barack Obama. Treasonous and seditious. Here's the thing, and I hope that 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, don't take it from this Democrat. 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, let's see if this administration, Tulsi Gabbard accusing a former president of treason. Let's see if they bring charges. They won't. They won't, because there's not a judge in the land, not a single judge, who will treat this with anything other than laughter that will be heard from the Atlantic to the Pacific in this country. So the test of this is 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, is the DOJ bringing charges? And the answer to that is no. And now we're going to be in Epstein world, where wait a minute, treasonous conspiracy by a former president. Why isn't the Department of Justice bringing charges? And the answer to that question is that it is a lie.
Understood.
The reason it's a lie. That's what he's saying, but now I will say this. Let's have this one, Diane, for the close of this segment right here. Give me where's my Tulsi? I know I have it here. I'm going to give you something that 57. So here's the bottom line. Tulsi Gabbard says some more is coming out this week, right? Their goal, no matter how powerful, every person involved in this conspiracy must be investigated, prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The integrity of our democracy republic depends on it. We are turning all the documents to the DOJ for criminal referral. Now, when the DOJ gets that, they can make a decision not to prosecute. We will see. I'm looking for a Pam Bondi press conference this week, looking for more information from her. We just hope Vince Foster. We don't have any Vince Foster or Ron Brown moments. We'll talk about those later. Just saying. We shall see. Is this tying all the way up to Epstein? Is it? And what can you trust that comes out of a media that is claiming right now? What can you trust from a media that is claiming this right here, number 75, right? What are you going to do? Democrats echo MAGA conspiracy theorists, demand Epstein answers. This was all set up. They're running with it on purpose. So I have a question for you. Now, I got in a lot of trouble Friday. Yeah, I did. I got in a lot of trouble. Some of you actually sent me one or two ugly messages, and I'm okay with that. I'm not mad. They weren't messages. They weren't bad. They were just a little ugly. So I have a question. Now, this guy right here, 94. Let me look at the camera and tell you something out there. In no way whatsoever do I agree with amnesty in this country. I do not. No way. I understand the number of millions and millions of people that have come into this country are being counted in census polls every 10 years. I know that they are altering the elections in different communities. I know lines are being drawn where Republicans are losing state house, state senate, congressional seats due to this kind of population. I know those entire list of arguments that you have. I get that. My question to you Friday, and what I was trying to do and will continue to do, is you and I did not do this. We can't attack each other. We didn't do it. We didn't allow them to come across the border. We didn't allow NAFTA. We didn't allow our jobs to leave. We did not put China into the World Trade Organization, right? We did not give them favored nation status. We didn't do any of that. None of that. We did not switch America from a manufacturing nation to a service nation. We didn't do any of that, okay? But it happened. Those sorry, low-life lawmakers in D.C. allowed it to happen. Those people ruined a lot of people's lives. Jim Himes of Connecticut starts yelling, "This is dangerous." Those people, Sidney Powell, all right, Kathy Latham, I'll just throw that name out. Tina Peters. These people across this country, January 6th, people that were in Washington, D.C. that day wearing a MAGA hat. These people have gone through our country and ruined our country, destroyed our cities, destroyed our manufacturing, got our people all hooked on drugs. Huntington, West Virginia. People can't stop at a gas station there from some junkie asking for $20, right? They have destroyed this country to a point. And now, you see, ICE detained a father of 3 Marines. My question to you Friday, right? This is what happened. Give me number. I asked you Friday. Don't yell at me. There's no reason to yell at me, right? I'm not reporting this. Give me 95. Now, this dad right here has been in this country, I think, did they say 30 years? And he has been in this country for years, illegal in this country for years, all right? And he's a landscaper, and this is what happened. Give me number 96. And this is going viral all over. Federal agents tackle and beat a 40-year-old, they call it an immigrant, all right? Now go back to 94. All I asked you Friday, don't attack me. I'm not trying to sell amnesty. I'm not trying to make it all right. But what are we going to do with those bad people in D.C.? Those are the ones needing to go to Gitmo. The guy with the hat on is dad, his three sons, U.S. Marines. That's the bad PR that we are getting with you like it or not. Now, I want to show you this guy right here. His name is, he's from Texas. They're going to run him for Senate. Joe Rogan claimed he should be president. I'm serious. Where's it at? I had it a minute ago. Let's see. I thought I had this a minute ago. Oh, here it is. James Tallarico. James Tallarico. He is a state rep in Texas, District 50. Joe Rogan had him on. Let me show you this because we're going to be just 1 minute late, right? I think I took a screenshot of it, Diane. Let me see if I have it here. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, give me number. You got Joe Rogan, number 18, yelling about this, right? Joe Rogan yelling about this right here, Joe Rogan. And then you have number 20. This is in Politico. They're talking about this young man right here. And I'm pretty sure I didn't crop the other part out. But this guy right here is getting a lot. Joe Rogan's latest guest might turn Texas blue. State Rep James. I watched the interview with him. I've watched a lot of videos. This guy is scary on who they're actually. He's 36 years old. Play What Would Jesus Do? Video 12.
What would Jesus do about a tax system that benefits the rich over the poor? What would Jesus do about a healthcare system that forces the sick to start GoFundMe pages to afford life-saving surgeries? What would Jesus do about an education system that ties a child's school funding to their community's property wealth? What would Jesus do about a justice system that incarcerates more people than any other country on the face of the earth? And what would Jesus do about an economic system that prioritizes profits over the health of our planet? Would he stay in his room and pray? Or would he walk into the seat of power and flip over the tables of injustice? We Christians are called to do more than charity. We are called to challenge the systems that make charity necessary.
We'll talk about this more tomorrow. Pay attention. All right, we'll be back. I'm running a little late. We'll be back with the Georgia Hour in about 5 minutes, so stay tuned.
At Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959.
Dave's Chevrolet, Dave's gets it done.
Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. It is time for the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. Thank you, Diane. Diane, I sent you a graphic. We're going to make some dangerous statements today. I'm going to make the dangerous statements. Diana, you're in it or you're not, because I'm going to make some dangerous statements. She's wondering, so that's today. What was Friday? What was Thursday? What was Wednesday? Today they're going to be dangerous? No, I am. I'm going to make some dangerous statements. I'm going to. I mean, I'm going to complicit. Silence is complicit. Indecision is a decision. And there's something bad wrong. Now, we will get to that in just a minute. I sent you a graphic. Diane, I couldn't find it. Maybe I sent it, but the receiver. I have a graphic for the receiver, and I couldn't find it. Anyhow, if you find that, but I have one I just sent you. I am so thankful that, I can't see. If she had a camera, I'd be getting all these faces. Don't be making any gestures, or don't be flying any birds over there. I'm your host, BKP. Now, let me just say this before we go into the Ponzi scheme, Oh, by the way, your message before, don't forget, and you're starting to give me a list of people. I promise you I haven't forgotten. That's a 6-hour show if we start going into all of the crooks, criminals of Washington, D.C., and throughout time that should get arrested today and sent to, hopefully, when they open Alcatraz, right? Now, that being said, in Georgia, we're dealing with an explosion of the Georgia Republican Party, and it's going to be detrimental. And I hope not to the point we lose elections. I don't know when I say lose elections, Republicans, I don't know. Every single day, the AJC is edging a little closer to the Georgia Republican Party and what I consider a very corrupt political organization in America, the Georgia Republican Party. It's what I consider it. I have said it for a long time. I haven't paid the price. People say, well, you pay the price for the... I haven't. Every single thing I have done since the day that I announced my candidacy for first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party has been part of an exposure over time, has been part of the truth coming out. So I can't say... I've had people say what I've gone through, you paid the price. It's all for where we're at. Truth, transparency, cleaning up corruption, exposing it. Now, I want to say this. We're going into the 2026 election cycle. And I just want to put this out first before we get into too far into the give me number 69. Now, this is Tim Fleming. He's a House member, right? I want to say this. Folks, please do not allow people to shove, pick, and determine your candidates for you. Don't let it happen. Make these candidates answer the questions, earn your vote. I wish, like anything, every constitutional office in Georgia, I wish every single constitutional office in Georgia has someone running that has never spent one day under the Gold Dome in any kind of capacity. State House member, state Senate member, in any way whatsoever. I wish. It's not going to happen. The money cards are stacked against us, the people. So we can't let. Now, this one here bothers me. And I'll tell you why. And I'm not attacking Tim Fleming, but I would like for you to send a direct message to him. Now, Josh McCoy, this is Tim Fleming. And I can't stand political stunts. If you want to know what gets my feathers ruffled, am I allowed to say that? Well, moving right along. You want to know what gets my feathers ruffled is a corrupt system with corrupt politicians pulling political stunts. I can't stand political stunts. Now, this guy is Tim Fleming. Tim Fleming rolled out an early show of strength in his bid for Georgia top election post. Fleming announced endorsements of 70 state legislators this morning in a campaign for Secretary of State. Well, what do you know? Now, I will get pushback saying, how do you know this? Okay. I don't know exactly what took place here, but I know how the whole system works, right? If John Burns, Speaker of the House, has made a deal over at the Senate, let's just say he has, made a deal with Governor Kemp, let's just say he has, then John Burns will push someone, and what they do is they call all the state lawmakers and they say, I don't know that this has exactly happened, but this is how it takes place. Hey, listen, we'd really like to get you to support Tim Fleming for Secretary of State. Hey, by the way, did that campaign donation hit? You know, the one that came from our leadership pack? We got a leadership pack. You should have received, or you will later this week, $1,500 from the leadership pack. Now, let's get back to this. We would really like to have your endorsement. Now, John Burns, I don't know if he personally does that, the Speaker of the House of the State of Georgia. I don't know that he does. But I know they have plausible deniability, and they've got a circle, a ring of fire of corruption is what I call it, that makes this happen. Now, I'm told that Victor Anderson was supposed to be the chair. They pull a stunt and they call you an election blue ribbon panel, right? And Brad Carver goes down and participates. And Sally Grubb, first vice chair of the jury, she applauds. It's amazing what we're doing here. And they put this committee together. Blue ribbon panel on elections. And Victor Anderson, I understand, is supposed to be the chairman. And this guy slides in as the chairman, was it 48 or 72 hours before the first meeting of this blue ribbon panel? This guy right here, Tim Fleming, becomes the chairman of this panel, right? And he slides right in there. And who made him the chairman of the blue ribbon panel? John Burns, Speaker of the House. So the Speaker of the House has anointed this guy, and that's what I am tired of to hear. I do not want anointed candidates. I'm so damn tired of anointed candidates. This might be the best guy for the job. But if I'm sitting out here and I see John Burns, the Speaker of the House, anointing him, setting up a committee on purpose, it's like, it's called the bullshit effect, okay? Bullshit. So Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones sets up the bullshit blue ribbon panel over here in the Senate to eliminate taxes, to study it. Right? Yes, you can't make any of this up. So he puts his he didn't call it blue ribbon panel, but we got a panel over here in the Senate because Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, running for governor, said, I want to eliminate state income taxes. Let's put a panel together, a committee. I'm not going to say it, not going to say it, not going to say it. I will at a different time. So we're going to put a committee together to study how to eliminate state income tax. First, folks, let me look at you. If the state gets $1 from you, they will not eliminate jack shit from that $1. You got it? They will still get the $1 next year because they have to have the $1 to send, well, let's say to some of their friends. I'm serious. You can't. Now, I am anti-taxes, totally anti-taxes. I can't stand anything about taxes. I think they should be talking about property taxes and serious about property taxes. But if you think they're going to get rid of $1 over here and not replace it with a sneaky $1.25 over here, well, just saying. So don't get fooled. Now, I like Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, and I like the people on the committee, and I don't think we should have a state income tax. But they're not going to claw back all of these tax abatements, these great tax deals they gave these corporations. You think they're going to go down there to Hyundai and Kia and the movie industry? You think they're going to claw back all of those Rivian, all of those great tax deals that they made so you don't have to pay state income tax? No. I'm just going to tell you right now, they're going to be so angry at me, but my prediction, we'll put it on a prediction, is if you give the state of Georgia $1 today, you'll give it to them next year, and you will probably give them $1.20 while they pat themselves on the back for something amazing they've done for you once again. Woo, 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 woo. I feel like a Three Stooges thing. Woo, 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 woo. Right? Holy crap. Anyhow, so this guy here, they want him to be Secretary of State. Look here. Give me the last one. Now we got to get to the Ponzi scheme. God, Georgia, what the hell? Give me 124. So this guy here, Tim Fleming, he's running for Secretary of State. I'm going to end this, right? He gets named. They have a blue ribbon panel, not just a panel. It's blue ribbon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. First in show. Oh my God. First in show. John Burns, right? So they have a blue ribbon panel on elections. He's running for Secretary of State. He gets anointed the chair of the panel. Boom. 24, 48, 72 hours before, moves the co-chair over now. Victor Anderson, supposed to chair this. And then just like that, John Burns racks him up some endorsements. Is your, go ahead, take a look-see there. Take a quick look-see, right? Is your state representative? Look at all those state representatives on there. Mine's on there, Johnny Chastain. I don't know. Johnny Chastain did not call me. Oh, he don't have to call me. Johnny Chastain did not ask that I'm aware of his district at any time if we wanted our representative to endorse in this race. I don't remember it. I don't recall it. Maybe I missed the email. Why are these people getting involved? Now, my direct question, Tim Fleming, on day one, will you decertify the machines? Simple. Start there. Will you decertify the machines on day one? Maybe he said he would. So, Take that down. Now, the Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme. So, this is, all right. People are starting to give back their money. They're starting to. And let me throw a couple people up here on the screen. You've got number one. Number one, you've got, this is Josh McCoon. We got a $140 million Ponzi scheme. There's something wrong. I think when this thing totally explodes. So Josh McCoon is the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party. We won't go backward and talk about the rigged, our rigged convention. We won't talk about why there's silence with Michael Whatley today, the RNC chair. We know everything that took place. We have hours of tape on what took place. Now, the Frost family, which 3 are identified as employees, and 1 just turned 18, and the mother's a homemaker. Yeah, mom's a homemaker, listed as a homemaker. Now, but everything's in mom's name, or most of the tangible property assets, a lot of assets are in mom's name, and mom, Krista Frost, writes a lot of campaign checks that she gets the money out of the cookie jar somewhere. But anyway, here's Josh and Sally Grubb. Sally Grubb's first vice chair. Now, they have not released a single statement. And I want to bring that up for a reason. The Georgia Republican Party, in my eyes, is complicit. When I say complicit, they have to know something. They're concerned. They're lawyered up. It's what I say. I say they're all lawyered up. They've all got in a room. They've had discussions. Because I'm going to show you, not me, but where they're starting to rack up the Georgia Republican Party in an article from the AJC. I think there's much more in a hidden, and I'm going to show you the hidden side that the AJC is not reporting, but around 50 grand. So why would they not be stepping out and talking about the victims, right? The victims are first and foremost. Why would they not take the high road? Why would any politician right now in Georgia not take the high road, get this behind them, present a check, let the media come take pictures, say people that were duped, as President Trump would say, into investing in this, deserve their money back. And I will tell you, my strict opinion is they're woven in the fabric with the Frost family so deep, First Liberty Building and Loan, they don't know how to unravel it. Now, I think the reason Brad Raffensperger jumped out first, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger jumped out first in front of everyone, right, to say, I'm going to give the money back, the $8,400 or whatever he received. It's time to do the right thing, is because I think he's well aware that there's a lot of people maybe that might be opponents of his. There's a lot of people that can't unravel from this situation. There's stories, and let me say this, that surround this guy here, number 2. All right. Now he is going to, so the Georgia Republican Party, to me, is complicit, to me. And 2, the Georgia Republican Party, indecision is a decision. Their silence at about $50,000 is amazing to me. It's amazing this morning. Give me number 2. This guy here, Greg Dolezal. Now, he is a state senator. We hear he wants to run for lieutenant governor of Georgia. There's so much smoke around this guy in the millions where the Frost family, First Liberty building and loan is concerned. Smoke. We get no statement from him. We're not said anything. He doesn't deny anything. There are stories. This is where the fabric is, the woven fabric. Once it comes apart, I think some people may be through, because there's stories going around that lawmakers wanted to invest in First Liberty Building and Loan, just didn't want their name attached to it. So somebody ran cover and made the investment for them. That's the talk. That's not BKP. Like I said, things are going to get dangerous. But we're hearing about lawmakers that got in. Like, it's like the Frost family wanted $100,000. Now we're hearing stories. When I say the Frost family, Brant Frost the fourth, Brant Frost the fifth, okay, whatever. Jamie Sickert, the compliance officer, they wanted $100,000 to get in. They wanted $50,000 to get in, right? So let's say they wanted $100,000 and they would take 25, but they wanted 100. Let's say we had 3 lawmakers say, I'll go in for 50. Let's put it together. I just don't want my name on it. Who's going to run our cover? That is just something that's out there. And until anyone that calls me and says, get your damn name. If Greg Dolezal called me today and said, get your damn name out of my mouth. Wait a minute. How does this happen? Let's try that again. I think I tricked myself. If Greg Dolezal called me right now and said, get my name out of your damn mouth and don't use it again, none of this is true, I'll report it. I'm not here to go after anyone. I'm just telling you, there's explosions all the way around this, and some of it you're not happy with. It's bothering you to find some things out. I hate to do that. Now, that being said, let's go with a recent article. All right. We're going to go with a couple here. Let's go with Noonan, down there in Noonan. Give me 32. Georgia Republicans react to First Liberty Building and Loan allegations. This is the paper in Noonan. All right. This was July 18th. Number 33, the family, including Frost, Brant Frost, the 4th, 5th, and Katie Frost, who all worked at the company, have deep ties to the Georgia GOP. So they're reporting they all work for the company. There's 2 of them. There's one in Alabama. We'll go there in just a minute. But this is the paper in Noonan. The family, including Brant Frost the 4th, Brant Frost the 5th, and Katie Frost, who all worked at the company, have deep ties to the Georgia GOP. This is what they're reporting. Now, we know that Brant Frost the 4th, Katie Frost, or Brant Frost the 5th, Katie Frost, and Krista Frost, homemaker, mom, which has a lot of money in the cookie jar, are very tied to the Georgia GOP. We know the Georgia GOP has not said one single word. Not one single word about, not one single word about this whatsoever, or asked them to resign. Nothing. On Wednesday, Amy Kramer, we put that up. She wrote on Wednesday, Amy Kramer, Republican National Committee woman of Georgia and member of the executive committee. She called for their resignations, right? Katie Frost, Brant Frost the 5th were executives at First Liberty. She's calling for him to be removed. A person tied to a $140 million Ponzi scheme has no business overseeing the finances of the Georgia Republican Party. All right. So, Matt, they're asking lawmakers, Matt Brass, State Senator Matt Brass, I haven't received any money from them or their PAC. That's the GRA PAC that was run by Brett Frost V. Senator Matt Brass said in a written statement, all right, I'm going to dig through everything and see what I have. Now, we're going to stop on the next one because I have to tell you, I want to know. I want something public on this. Before I go to 34, Diane, I'm telling you the level here, number 6, at this time, and you can't make this up. I want to go, I'm going to come back to that, Diane, but number 6, at this time here, the Georgia Republican Party, right? That's Mike Crane. Now, Mike Crane standing there with the nominating committee, right? In front of the Georgia Republican Party emblem. He is the Frost family executive committee installed first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party who replaced, that's who he replaced. The guy standing there replaced me. Okay, no problem. He is first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party on this day. He is also the chairman of our state convention. He's the chair of our state convention. Well, what's the big deal? Give me number 34. This is the big deal. The guy there. Put that over the top. There you go. Thank you, Diane. The guy right above there at the microphone, former state senator Mike Crane, who unsuccessfully ran for Republican nomination for the Georgia District 3 in 2024, was a recipient of more than $30,000. $30,000 from Brant Frost IV and Brant Frost V for the primary he ultimately lost to Brian Jack. The man standing right there has not answered anyone. The man standing right there chaired our convention with Katie Frost standing right back there and Jesus Guns and Babies to the right. That man right there got $30,000 from the family. You can't make any of this up. The level of corruption. Okay, Jack, who won the nomination and the seat, he took office in December 2024. Katie Frost and Brant Frost IV donated $3,300 each. Jack is planning to return the donations. So Brian Jack, the congressman from the 3rd district, is going through everything right now and is since announcing his campaign for Congress, Congressman Jack has received $28,473 in donations. Just 2 of those donations were from individuals who identified First Liberty as employer or the named on the Security Exchange Commission, First Liberty. Congressman Jack has asked the court-appointed receiver how he wants it sent back. Right underneath there, the guy up there, Mike Crane, that got $30,000. Crane did not respond to inquiries about the donation. Attempts to reach Representative Lynn Smith in time for this article was unsuccessful. Kramer, they found that a PAC that's defunct, it no longer exists. It's no longer in existence, but there was $250. And Amy Kramer said, I'm going to return the money. It's the right thing to do. The guy up there got $30,000 tied in Georgia, $30,000. Now, the Frost family, they want to control anything and everything. So give me the Alabama Reflector, number 35, for just a minute. Georgia man accused of running a $140 million Ponzi scheme contributed to 3 Alabama officials. 3 Alabama officials, right? Enwood Brant Frost IV contributed $71,000 to Alabama State Auditor Andrew Sorrell and made a $29,000 loan, who made a $29,000 loan to one of Frost's companies. What? Can't make this up. Now, so let's go back to Georgia just a minute. This is going to, we're not done with the explosion. This is going to get a little closer every single day. Because you remember, Alex Kaufman, Georgia GOP attorney, Alex Kaufman, Brant Frost IV's attorney, First Liberty. I wonder who's Brant Frost V's attorney, Katie Frost, the mother. I wonder if he is representing all of them. I will guarantee you they're all lawyered up. Who is Brant Frost V's attorney? Who's Katie Frost's attorney? Krista Frost's attorney? Are they all Alex Kaufman? Oh, well, they're not being charged with anything, or they're not being investigated. Oh, okay. Now, Dad is trying to, number 43, Dad is attempting to, Brant Frost IV. Wow, this can get really. He is attempting to take all the blame on him. All the blame on him. Every bit of it. We shall see. Who is the First Liberty founder, Brant Frost? Just days after President Donald Trump inauguration. 44. Candace Taylor used her losing campaign, right, for governor in 2022 to promote false conspiracy theories that state GOP leaders were secret communist Democrats and satanic pedophiles, and Donald Trump won the 2020 election. Shortly after announced a U.S. House bid earlier this year, Frost's wife, Krista, contributed $3,500 to her bid. She is one of only about a half dozen donors, and Taylor's recent disclosure, I am focused on running a campaign and raising money, Candace Taylor told the AJC. If the FEC gives me direction to return the donation, I will do as follows. I will follow their direction. The Frost also contributed thousands of dollars to members of the Freedom Caucus. Now, I have to tell you this. I told you Friday. I've supported the Freedom Caucus in Georgia for years. I mean, I have. I have fought some really bad legislation in Atlanta with the Freedom Caucus. But I would be lying. I cannot separate and move these over here and these over here. I can't do it. All right? We'll get into that in just a minute. But Candace Taylor told the AJC, if the FEC, she was given $3,500, if the FEC gives me direction to return the donation, I will follow the direction. And what do you mean? Now, here you go right here. Give me number 4. Here's Candace Taylor. And she's at the convention, right? Is their loyalty, their loyalty being purchased, right? Their silence being purchased? Is there a quid pro quo? Is there? Because this June 7th, we had a convention. On June 10th, Krista Frost gave Candace in the red with Josh McCoon and Katie Frost right there. This is the nominating committee, $3,500. Now, They seem to, I was thinking if I would call it good reason. I don't think it's good reason. But now Candace said this right here recently, number 14. This is what Candace said recently. Candace Taylor running for 1st District in the red. Wow, I can't make this up. I can't be bought. I've been offered money to drop out of the race. I said no because I don't answer to donors, lobbyists, or political families. Why'd you throw political families in? I answer to you, the people of Georgia, the 1st District. I'm not just running, I'm fighting. Candace, I think there's a lot of people that have asked you to do the right thing and return the money because a lot of lawmakers, right? Carmen Rice, Dr. Rick McCormick. I mean, left and right, people are coming out saying they're returning the money. And if on this broadcast, I make comments about you and the money you received from the Frost family through ill-gotten gains of First Liberty Building and Loan, just text me or call me and tell me if you're returning the money. I'm not upset with all the lawmakers. I've told you over and over, we're not making everybody the bad people here. We're not going to. And as you're searching through, if you find these donations and you're looking at ways to return them, some people don't have the money to return them. They spend them on their campaign. They're like, I want to do the right thing for the victims. I lost my race, and yes, they gave me $3,000, $9,000, whatever. But, I bought signs, and I bought commercials, or I bought a mailer. All of this is possible. It doesn't make everybody that received the money from the Frost the bad guy, but nothing takes away that the Frost are bad people, period. So Candace has been asked. She said no. No, I'm not giving the money back. Hell no. Candace didn't say no. She said, hell no, I ain't giving that money back. I mean, no way. Let's see. Just seeing if I had another one here concerning Candace. No, not right now. Okay, so Candace says, hell no, I'm not giving the money back. Now, let's go back to the article. Give me number. So the Freedom Caucus promised, that's 44. 44, which promised to be powerful voice for conservative legislators and a thorn in the side of more mainstream. Now, number 45, this is all being reported by the AJC. That includes $28,000 from State Senator Colton Moore, an ultra-conservative Republican. Moore didn't return repeated requests for comments. This is the AJC. I don't blame them for not commenting to the AJC. So if we hear that Colton Moore has gone through here and he's going to give this money back or whatever the case may be, we will report it. But at this time, all right. Now, number 46, how an alleged this is this morning. All right. How an alleged Georgia Ponzi scheme fueled far-right causes. They're not slowing down. The Frost family used nearly $1.4 million in campaign contributions, swindled from investors. To build political clout in Georgia across the nation in the past 2 decades. Brett Frost IV and his family and his companies have contributed $711,000 to Republican candidates' conservative causes in Georgia. They have Alabama, Florida, Maine, and elsewhere. Now, This is out of give me this one here, number 48. This is out of the Alabama story. And this is, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Diane. The Frost family has deep ties to Georgia Republican Party. Brant Frost IV, as you can see here, Brant Frost V, who worked as a principal for First Liberty, right? And Brant Frost IV's daughter, Katie Frost, chairs a regional committee for the state party. They all worked for the company. Both siblings held leadership roles in the Georgia Republican Assembly. So I have one more I want to show you. In the AJC article, let's see. In the AJC article, and I may not have it here right now, they claim that the Frost family in that article gave around $50,000 to the Georgia Republican Party. It's in the article. I may not have that right now, but they claim in that AJC article that there's around $50,000 that they have figured went from the Frost family to the Georgia Republican Party. So, make sure I don't have that here. So when will the Georgia Republican Party step up? And when will they step up and, do the right thing? So I said this in the beginning of the show. Here is number 9. Don't forget this guy right here, number 9. This is Alex Kaufman. Alex Kaufman is the not chairman. Why am I'm getting off here? Something came up on my screen. Alex Kaufman is the attorney. He's the registered agent for the Georgia Republican Party, Inc. He is the attorney. Give me number 13 right here for the Georgia Republican Party, along with his firm right here has been named as the attorney of record for Brant Frost IV. So I'd like to find out who the attorney is for the 5th. Katie Frost, Krista Frost. Oh, they're all meeting with an attorney. Every one of them. So I'd like to know who all there has an attorney. Now, before I get into the action items, we're going to talk about the action items. Remember this right here. Don't forget, as Candace Taylor, Jesus, Guns, and Babies, waiting for the government to tell her what to do. I say this, let me put it like this. Give me number 40. The FEC, right? Now, Candace Taylor's waiting for the FEC to tell her what to do, right? Now, normally, Candace Taylor would come out and tell you that, I want to make sure, be careful. I'm not knocking nothing where religion's concerned or someone's faith, but Candace would quickly tell you about the victims. Candace would quickly come out and tell you that Jesus asked her to run for Congress. Yeah, she did. It's on video. Candace would quickly come out and make those statements of the right thing to do. And she would give you Bible verses and everything. But in this case, Candace Taylor is going to wait for the FEC to instruct her what to do. She's not going to step up and say, oh, I'm going to do the right thing for the victims in this and return my $3,500. Keep in mind, everyone out there, I just want to show you, this is Kennebunkport, Maine. That house is $15,000 a week, number 41. Right here. You see that house? 5-bedroom, $15,000 a week. 42. Annual Frost Family Vacation, Kennebunkport, Maine, across the street from the Bush Estate. From 2019 to 2024, they used other people's money to the tune of $230,000. A Ponzi scheme. Dad's in the plaid. Mom is right next to him. Katie's right there. And there is Brent in the dark blazer on the end. They took the money and vacationed there. We have to have answers. The Georgia Republican Party, some people have to come forward. And so now this individual, we have it all over the state. Well, we have it all over the state. This individual here, and here's what we don't like is these people did this under the guise of Christianity, the name of the Lord. They really did. Georgia GOP. So some people, I'll say Debbie Dooley. Kylie Jane Kramer, number 36. Debbie Dooley doesn't like Kylie Jane. Debbie doesn't like Kylie Jane. Bill Simons doesn't like Kylie Jane. Just saying. Now, she's put some things out that I read them and I say, if the truth fits, put it on the screen. In the Georgia GOP, this is the question we're asking. In the Georgia GOP, in the party in the state of Georgia, I don't know about your state, if person runs for chairman or any state office in the party, they do not have to disclose fundraising, campaign contributions, nothing. Now, we know here in Georgia that during this rigged election and rigged convention, from start to finish, we know we received a lot of text messages. They weren't free, right? We know there were mailers sent out. They were not free. We know an enormous amount of money was spent at the convention. Signs, hats, they were not free. There was a lot of money spent on campaigns that are not disclosed. So she's asking the question, and I think they should step up and answer. Josh McCoon and Sally Grubbs, how much Frost Ponzi money did you take for your Georgia GOP leadership bids? Internal races don't require public disclosures, but the receiver should definitely take a look. So I'm asking a question. Josh McCoon, as the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party in your campaign, did you receive any money from Krista, Brant, Katie, Brant Frost IV, or First Liberty Building and Loan? Any? Same goes to you, Sally Grubbs. Did you receive any money? Or did you receive in kind? Don't get out. Did they handle the text messages? Right? Did you? That's a question we're asking. Now, number 37. This is Jackie Harling up in Walker County. Now, she received $400. All right. We don't know that she's going to return her $400. Her and Kylie Jane had a little back and forth. But Jackie Harling runs the religious, let's love everybody, and we can't say anything bad about a Republican. Republicans in Georgia, I don't know about your state, but Republicans in the state of Georgia use "thou shalt not speak ill of a fellow Republican" as blanket cover for see no corruption, hear no corruption, say nothing about corruption. That's exactly what they use it for. So Jackie Harling, Walker County GOP, was she on the nominating committee? Was that Jackie Harling on the nominating committee? Actually, I used sarcasm and a wee bit of humor and specifically stated that the Jerry Springer Republican attack other Republicans award goes to you because you do that better than any Democrat I've ever seen. Seriously, you should teach a class. Now, Jackie Harling's attacking Kylie Jane Kramer, all right, because we are she hasn't attacked me. She may after today, because we're talking the truth. But I'm going to give some other names later. These people run cover for the Frost family. If you don't think somehow, some way, the word is out to run cover, oh yes. So what Jackie Harling's saying is, we're bad people, that we're attacking other Republicans. In Georgia, the Georgia Republican Party has a whole group, just like Jackie Harling, all across the state. See no corruption, hear no corruption, accept no corruption, admit to no corruption, plow forward if corruption happens to be in front of you, and always say that we can't attack another Republican. That's our out. It's unreal. Now, here's another one. Number 38, Kylie Jane Kramer. Why is the Georgia GOP Josh McCoon still dead silent about the Frost family $100 million Ponzi scheme? The same scheme that funneled dirty money to buy influence in the circles, right? Here you go. And let's not forget, the same legal counsel representing the Frost also serves as legal counsel for the Georgia GOP. On June 5th, McCoon, this is Katie Frost right here. On June 5th, McCoon appointed Katie Frost, yes, that Katie Frost, to the chair of the Georgia GOP Financial Oversight Committee. You don't hand the keys over to the party finances to a woman at the center of a $140 million fraud unless either in on it or using her to bury your own dirt. Now, people are getting angry about this, and they're like, Kylie Jane, they're Republicans. This is our party. No, this is corruption. Look, folks, I am not. These people spent an enormous amount of time attacking me. Enormous amount. They spent an enormous amount of time working me out. They spent an enormous amount of time trying to convince people across the state that this lady here, that I would have access to a checkbook at the Georgia Republican Party. They've attacked me over and over and over. And so Give me number 39. We'll end with this one. I thought this one was good. I read this and I thought to myself, this is accurate. Let's put it up. While 300 Christian conservatives were being defrauded out of their life savings, the Frost family of First Liberty's $140 million Ponzi scheme were blowing $230,000 on a rent in Kennebunkport. If you look at this entire list of who they are, they bought the view, they bought the seats, they continue to buy silence. Why the silence around all of these people is absolutely unreal. 41 and 42. We won't be silent about it every single day. We will go and search every article like we are every day. We'll search anyone that wants to call me. If you tell me it's off the record, it will be off the record. Okay? If you tell me you don't want anything recorded for the record, you let me know and nothing will be recorded for the record. I don't do people wrong. I never do that. Josh McCoon, I did not do wrong in anything where he's concerned. Nothing where he's concerned. Because it's all come out, the Frost family and everybody's ties. Mike Crane, give the money back. Okay? Bottom line. So that being said, if you want to tell me your story, do you have the receiver? Do you have that graphic? There has been, if you're out there and you're a lawmaker and you're wondering, okay, right here is the receiver. His name's S. Gregory Hayes. That's how you give the money back. That's how you give it back. That's the phone number. Now, if you know something concerning this Ponzi scheme, because we got to clean it up now. Mike Collins is going to run for Senate. We're going to have several candidates. We're going to have candidates for governor. We cannot lose these seats. We can't. But as you can see on a daily basis, people like the AJC and others are not going to let this go. This is the greatest fuel that Democrats have in the state of Georgia to keep going and going and going. When no one steps up and things are silent, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when our party, the Republican Party of Georgia, will not just get this out of the way. Get it the hell out of the way. We've disconnected from all of them. We wish them well. We know throughout the investigation there'll be a determination, and we hope them the best through that. But we have to focus on 2026. See, Josh McCoon will always come into you and say, nothing will take my focus away from 2026. Nothing. You remember in 2024, nothing will take my focus away of winning 2024, right? And indemnifying and paying for the 3 indicted alternative electors in Georgia that Fonnie Willis indicted. Oh, yeah, he always says, nothing will take my focus away. This takes the entire focus of the entire party, of all of us, county chairs, district chairs. Step up and tell your chairman, if you are a district chair of the Georgia Republican Party today, if you're a county chair of the Georgia Republican Party today, if you are a state committee member of the Georgia Republican Party today, if you're an executive committee member, no matter who you are, rip this Band-Aid off. Call your chairman and say, rip this Band-Aid off. Get them the hell away from us so we can win in 2026 and get focused. That's what we want. Now, if you have a tip for the FBI, you go to the FBI, you go to the tip center, You put the name First Liberty Building and Loan, Noonan, Georgia, put it in there. Write your tip. If something comes up, write your tip for the investigation. Now, we had it last week. We'll get it this week again for the Secretary of State of Georgia. All right? You go to the Secretary of State of Georgia and you write them. They have an investigation. You write them. You write Gregory Hayes. Anything about these corrupt people, very corrupt organization. The Frost, in my clear opinion, crime family. Diane, I didn't realize I was running long. I think I might have got a little off target there. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.